This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with my friends Jeff, Al, and Erica. We're going to do things a little different today. Okay? Yep. We're going to look back at some of the moments on the show that got us talking. Oh, when we all came out of lockdown and things began.
Unfortunately, I'm not talking.
When we all came out of lockdown and things began to reopen, people started this thing called revenge spending, using their newfound freedoms to open their wallets. Some of us could relate, but not everyone. Take a look.
Show of hands, is anyone like a super spender right during the pandemic?
I was a super spender. It was my duty as an American. I was stimulating the economy.
Bravo.
What were you spending things on besides your very, very strange couch that we all made fun of you for?
Okay, first of all, it is not
ottoman.
a couch. It is an ottoman. And
it was a strange
that
shape.
Was a gift from my mother-in-law. She didn't
I feel terrible.
I feel worse after what I wrote.
No. She didn't pick it out. She just said, I would like for you guys to put this towards something in the house. We needed an ottoman.
I love it.
We picked it out.
Al, how about you?
You know, I think I went the other way. I just became like a ferret. I just started burying whatever I had. I don't really need anything.
I'm very much like Al. I don't know if we're getting older
Yes.
or we're dads. Me and Al are very similar.
What is it?
Very
Like
similar.
I just purchased a house this last year, right? And my whole life, I never really. I mean, my parents would give me what I wanted, right? But when I earned a little bit, I did in Los Angeles. I was proud of that. I saved it, right? To one day build up a house. I want to keep climbing that ladder. My wife has no budget in her head, right? She doesn't think our water heater is going to break. She doesn't think we're going to need a new roof one day. She doesn't think we're going to get a flat tire ever.
Never.
So let's say if she makes $5,000 a year. Let's just put a number on it. She'll spend $499,000 or whatever it comes out to. And then our water heater breaks and she's like, our water heater's broke. Oh, really? Did we need 1,800 pillows around the house? No.
That could be a stand-up routine right there. You're very practical. Where does that come from? No, you are. Where does that come from?
That's not a great thing.
It's a really good thing.
You just called me cheap.
No,
Well, no,
practical.
it's true. I said we talked about people actually taking care of our money. I was like, I would trust Jeff because I know he's not going to spend the money.
Oh, yeah, not at all. You know, Jeff,
All
not
right, it's
stealing any
true.
money.
Sometimes it's true.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of,
We were supposed to go to this party, and I was like, Jeff's not going to go because Jeff's not going to pay to go. And he's like, I'm not going. I'm not going to pay for that. And I
whenever
was like,
someone's like $200 ahead, I'm like, listen, we get a steak and lobster at my house for $50. Come on over.
There we go.
All right. So speaking of money, I guess I got to stretch myself a little thin here. Tipping, everyone does it. Well, not everyone does it, but everyone has a different take on it, right? So earlier we talked about the generations who tipped the worst, and let's just say things got a little heated as usual. Take a look.
So, do you feel like you're a good tipper? What are your tipping rules? First of all, that blows my mind.
I'm right because how 11-year-olds aren't going out to steak dinners.
No, 18 to 40.
That's what I'm saying. Younger.
Well, 11? Yeah,
But you don't pick up the tab when you're 12.
Jeff, your thing, and I want to discuss this. Are you guys, do you tip when you pick up? When you pick your food up?
When I pick up, yes.
he doesn't.
No, I do now because of the pandemic.
Right.
I feel bad for people, so I do tip extra and I do give them money. When we go back to normal, however, you will not be getting a tip if I'm picking up a pizza and you didn't do anything but hand me my credit card statement. You want 20% for handing me a box?
Even like
You know what
5?
Jeff hates?
No.
You know what Jeff hates? Jeff hates this move. Here you go, man.
No, this is it. When I'm standing there, and this is what goes through my head. When you flip that over and it says 20, and there's a 50% button. I want to smash that thing in half and pay for your whole system.
It
rather
is
than
the
give you
most passive-aggressive thing that's been introduced into the consumer because they turn it around. Yes,
Oh,
they
come
turn it around, and
on.
you have to turn. What are you going to turn around
Jackson.
0 and put it in their
Albert,
face?
listen, how many times did all of us, now first, yes, if you're just handing over a receipt, that's different.
But they expect it. They're like,
That's not true. 90% of the time that somebody just hands me a receipt, they exit out the tipping box. They exit it out.
That's
for
never
me.
happened to me.
They
Never seen that.
exit it
No,
out. Now,
they
how
do
many
it,
times have
and it starts at 20. It starts at the only button is 20.
I know,
so like
and it says 50
you're
is
getting
a button.
20 right off the rip, and I'm not going to give you 0 because you have to personally type in 0, and that is like that's really bad.
How many times have we worked in the service industry where we got no tips?
Oh,
Maybe
man.
they were sick and tired of it. Maybe people that literally you can spend 10 minutes making a cup of coffee and then people give you nothing. Maybe they give you some change. That's not right.
But is
so
a
good.
barista,
I'm glad they do this.
Does a barista should they get the same 20% that a waiter does?
No.
Because a waiter is coming back.
Yes,
and
it's
forth.
20% on the total. Yeah, the total.
So
if you're drinking a $2.50 coffee,
Where
you're
are
saying
you
you
getting
can't
coffee
give them
from,
20%?
Erica? These coffees are
No,
$10.
you can give a barista a tip. What I'm saying is you're going to tip 20% to someone who hands you a pizza box, as opposed to the pizza person who comes to your house
Maybe
and
they
drives
pool.
all the way over there.
Maybe they all pool.
No, they don't pool. You don't give them money. That's
Yes,
all.
you do. You
no,
give them
Yeah,
money.
for handing me a pizza.
No, the
Yes,
reason
you
why is because I go to the same restaurants all the time, and I want to ensure that I don't have to come back for something because
No,
somebody messed up my
I'm
order.
teaching them a life lesson. It's called work ethic.
No.
You don't get
They're
anything
teaching
for
you
free.
how to get.
Jeff
give
is going to
you
be yelling
subpar
this in a
service.
pizza
Yeah.
parlor in 10 years.
You're
I'm
wondering
teaching
why
you
your
work
pizza's
ethic.
cold. You're wondering why
It's not
there's
cold because I'm there to pick it up.
there
I'm
might
not
be
paying
some
for a
extra
service.
ingredients
you
that
didn't do
you
anything.
didn't plan for on there.
What?
Okay. Ever thought of that?
I don't even know what you said at the end. But what I did, what
Okay.
bothered me on the way home, what'd you say?
Well, you should probably know.
I didn't know
If
what
If
you
there's
said either.
extra ingredients on there, you should probably be aware. We've all worked in the service
You
industry.
cut me off.
Oh, you're
for a
talking
pepperoni
about
joke?
something
it's
untoward
not a
happening to
pepper-
the pizza. Okay.
Go ahead. I
Somebody
didn't
doing
cut you
something
off.
to it.
I didn't cut you off.
For a joke. Never mind. Who cares? We saw it all. We know what's happening.
I want to know what happened on the ride home.
Tell me.
I was like, Sam does not really like that thing that they put in your
It
face.
doesn't bother me.
I don't like it.
Come on.
Well, I know the people.
There's a reason
I'm
that there's a
creature of
black
habit.
book.
You know the
Hold
people
up.
at Target?
I'm a creature of habit. I go to the same coffee shop, the same smoothie shop. They know me half the time. Like, if I don't give them a good tip, they will literally exit it out for me.
Yes, she is a creature of habit.
Yes.
She stays in the water. So after our summer break, Sam shared a story with us about her trip to Grand Lake here in Colorado and jumping off the boat. Well, Jeff had some issues with
Man.
Tori's reaction. Imagine that. And the whole thing was hilarious. So take a look.
Sam was on a pontoon boat this weekend, and Sam's like, I jumped in, and Tori goes, oh my God, you jumped off the boat?
No, she jumped really high.
She went into the water.
Sam
from
jumped
a foot
super
up.
high.
It's
I don't
glacier
jump that
water.
high.
It used to be a glacier 30,000
You went into
years
a pool,
ago.
and Tori went,
No, she jumped really high.
I went into glacier, watched her.
Okay, sure.
No one else jumped into that
No
water.
one else has ever in the history of mankind been, you went into water?
Have you jumped into glacier water before?
Yeah.
You did? Where?
Cannonball. Way better than your
You
easing in.
I didn't ease in. I'll show you the photo. I did not ease in.
She jumped.
Yeah,
Tori
you
Tori
just
was
wait.
very impressed.
No, producers, I will send you a photo.
Please, I can't wait.
Okay. You thought I just tiptoed into it? No. Here we go. Let's take. Oh, there's
Look
the
at
picture.
that jump.
Thank you.
That's got air.
Yeah, and
You
Scruffy's
jumped
there.
into a lake.
Yeah,
What-
but
you-
I never said it was a big deal, but I don't think it's a big deal.
Tori made a reaction
that.
like you were the parachuter that jumped from space. that was the reaction she had during the break.
Okay, but then you said, yeah, I agree. It's just who cares? But then you said, oh, Sam eased into the lake. I didn't ease into the lake, and it's a former glacier. It's cold.
You were an Olympic swimmer almost. That was your entry to the lake?
What did you expect?
Something a little more,
No, look,
I
she
don't know.
points her toes at the end. The form is
You
excellent.
see Sophie with her captain hat. And
Look how cute that is.
I don't know.
Grand Lake was so much fun, and we thought about Jeff because it's like literally Jeff's dream. It was like father and sons fishing off docks, and I was like, "There's Jeff." Okay.
I hope the next clip is about somebody else.
Look at Erica.
I loved it.
Wait, why me?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious to me because we all know that Tori has an unapologetically unhealthy obsession with Sam. And she talks about, I mean, it's open knowledge.
I
She
love
says
it
it herself.
It's true.
Coming up on DBL, we are putting a spotlight on the Summer Games with track and field icon Jackie Joyner-Kersee, how she's still inspiring athletes today. Plus, our interview with 90s swim star Summer Sanders, what she says really goes down in the Village. Hey everyone, I'm Sam Shocker. The way I would describe myself as a host of DBL, well, My co-hosts call me like the mom, so I guess I'm kind of like the team mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Sam.
Oh, Mama Bear.
Being a working mother is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I have such respect to all mothers out there, and that I love animals. I will advocate for animals till the day I die. The connection that we have built with the viewer, you feel like family. You share things that you are going through with us, and I felt comfortable sharing a really dark time in my life with you. I'm going through it.
I know.
I'm proud that we are inclusive. I'm proud that we have conversations about social injustices. Yes, we always have fun on this show, but at the end of the day, I feel like that we're making a difference. We really do provide a voice for the voiceless, and I'm so grateful for that. Welcome back to DBL. We are all so into the summer games, and to gear up for them, we spoke with former medalists to reminisce about their past glory. Earlier, we caught up with track and field star Jackie Joyner-Kersee in this edition of Beyond the Medal.
When you think of track and field, 3 names might come to mind. Jackie Joyner-Kersee. She's a 6-time Summer Games medalist. In the 80s, she dominated the scene as the first woman to win back-to-back gold medals in the heptathlon. To this day, it's her name in the book for the world heptathlon record she set in '88. Sports Illustrated even called her the greatest female athlete of the 20th century. As accomplished and humble as Jackie was on the field, it's what she did off the field that embraces the true spirit of the games.
Wow, we are here with the First Lady of Track and Field, Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Yes!
Thank you. Here on DBL, I used to love watching you race. Now, what advice do you have for Team USA after a year-long postponement? What do you think will be the greatest challenge for them?
You know, my advice for them is to focus on what they can control and not worry about the things they cannot, and really stay protected. You know, all of them have trained so hard, and yes, it's been a year delayed, but I know they're all are eager and ready to compete. But more importantly, I want them to be safe.
You won 3 gold medals, 1 silver, 2 bronze. Where do you, first of all, why are you not wearing them right now?
Yeah, wear them, Jackie.
I would have those on at the grocery store. So we are different people.
Yeah.
But you know, I just want to know, like, where do you get your physical and mental strength from? Like, talk to us.
I want to believe from my parents, and my mother and father were 14 and 16 years of age when they had my brother Al first, and myself, the oldest girl. And my mother never ever talked about giving up on us or just giving in, and stay committed. And so I want to believe that was the beginning, but then also going on and working with great coaches and people who saw the potential in me that I did not know that I had, and understanding that one thing is to compete physically, but you have to have the total package, and that's where the mental comes in.
I just have to ask you really quickly, where are those medals? Are they like on a trophy case? Where are they?
You know what? I lost my father 2 years ago, and he was keeping the medals, but now I just keep them, in like the nightstand. You know, those medals are 30 years old. You know, they're kind of old.
I love that.
I would hang them in the bathroom, the guest bathroom, so everyone can take pictures. I can't believe I'm talking to you. Such an icon. You competed in 4 back-to-back Summer Games. Do you have a very favorite moment from any of those?
You know what? Each one of my Olympic Games meant something to me. When I say meant something, it was a stepping stone. 84, I was picked to win my first Olympic gold medal, but I didn't. I fell short because I wasn't mentally tough. You know, I had an injury and I let the injury get the best of me. And so I trained the next 4 years saying, if God blessed me to make another Olympic team, I want to be the toughest athlete out there mentally as well as physically. So definitely winning 2 golds, but then going on and going back to back when people thought that was impossible to do. And then my final Olympic Games in Atlanta, you know, pulling it all together. I wasn't able to finish the heptathlon, but I was able to compete in the long jump and come away with a bronze medal.
Take us back to 1988 in Seoul when you set the world record in the heptathlon. What sticks out most about that win?
You know what sticks out most was that going into the high jump, you know, I knew I had patella tendonitis and I was kind of concerned. And that's the event where you can score the most points. But luckily for me, we all didn't jump well. We only jumped, I think it was 6 feet, 1 inch. And that was really the breaking point for me to just stay steady and just execute what I had been prepared to do. And I knew from our Olympic trials, first time I could ever run 2 minutes and I think it was 20-some seconds. So I knew I had like 200 points there to gain.
Jackie, thank you so much for coming on
American
DBL.
hero.
A true
In the
American hero.
flesh.
You're always welcome on our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hey DBL Nation, my name is Jeff Schroeder and I'm the host that's going to bring honesty to the panel. I think something most people might not know about me is that I actually met my wife on a reality show and we've been together for 10 years and have 2 children now. What makes me different from the other hosts is I'll always try to see the other side. No matter what side I'm on, I want the audience to know that there is another side to the conversation and that I'm listening. The co-host that irritates me easily, Tori Schulman.
Was that the lamest thing I've ever done?
I wanted to, yeah.
Sadly, no. What makes Daily Blast Live different from other shows is that we bring honest opinions in all different walks of life. DBL is real, DBL is raw, DBL is honest. Welcome back to DBL. We're going all in on the Summer Games, and so we're continuing our look at some of the biggest gold medalists from years past in our Beyond the Medal series. Earlier, we cut up with Summer Sanders, the Golden Girl of 1992. Take a look.
By the time Summer Sanders competed in the 1992 Summer Games in Barcelona, she'd already established herself as a championship swimmer. But it wasn't until her final race of the Games that she finally struck gold, crushing the 200-meter butterfly and ultimately taking home 4 medals. Summer joins us today as we gear up for the Summer Games in Tokyo.
Summer, you were considered the golden girl of the 1992 Summer Games in Barcelona. Can you take us back to that exact moment you finished the 200-meter fly and you realized you won the gold?
Of course, it was elation when I turned around and saw 1 next to my name. It took me a second. It's a whole 50 meters at the other end of the pool, and that's where the scoreboard is. But when I saw the 1, because it was such a close race, so I didn't know if I had won or not. When I saw that I finally won my individual gold medal, It was a mix of just pure elation, excitement, right? But also an intense amount of relief. Phew, I did it because it was the last day of competition.
Exactly.
So, Summer, you were barely 20 back then when you competed, so we got to ask you, can you dish on some stories from staying in the village with the other young competitors?
Give us the tea, Summer.
Yeah.
I have so many stories, but there is very similar to Vegas and many other codes of ethics where what happens in the village stays in the village.
Yes.
So everything that we did in the village as a 19-year-old was awesome. We get a big bunch of beer, case of beer, and we would literally put it through the Magan bag, through security on our way back in, and just take it into the village.
Now, you have to tell us, who are you most excited to see perform in Tokyo this year?
I just think Katie Ledecky, for the first time ever, women will be competing at the Olympic level in the 1,500 meter freestyle. That's considered our mile. It's not exactly a mile per se, but that's considered our mile. It's the longest race. And Katie Ledecky will be, she has, I think, the fastest 11 times in history, including the world record. On the men's side, Caleb Dressel. Talk about not only a phenom as a human body, but a phenom in the pool.
Hey, Summer, so I think what maybe a lot of our viewers may not know, unless they're competitors themselves or they used to compete, is you have to have your mind right. So let's say Katie Ledecky, other athletes that are going to be competing, they have their eye on the podium, right? They could be in the best shape of their life, but if they're not in the zone, it's going to be really hard to make that top three, right, to get a medal. What do you think is going through their minds, and what advice would you give to any competitor to get into the zone? What did you do?
Don't think too hard, right? When you try too hard to get in that zone, it's about trusting. You just want to be in the best you can on a certain day in something that you've trained for or you've practiced for. Trust it. Get up there and find the joy in what you do. It's why you started to do it in the first place.
So, Summer, not only are you a decorated medalist, but you also have a claim to fame that many athletes can only strive for, and that is your own cereal box. So, what's the bigger flex, your own cereal box or having a gold medal?
When you're on the box of a cereal, it's actually cornflakes. When you're on the box of a cereal, it changes your life forever. I do have to say, though, the one big moment in my life that a generation remembers is getting slimed. I loved the fact that I got to host a show on Nickelodeon where I slimed people, and that's what I was known for.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I was telling the guys before we started, because they're huge Michael Jordan fans, I said Summer was my Michael Jordan. I went to Stanford swim camps, and I would sneak out of the camp to see if I could find you. I never found you, but I found you now. If you're ever in Denver, you have to come visit us.
We
Bye,
promise
Summer.
Sam won't follow you home.
I promise I'll keep my cool. I promise you to keep my cool.
I love it.
Bye, Summer. Thank you so much.
You guys.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hi, I am Tori Schulman, and I am DBL's legal eagle. So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., not Virginia, not Maryland, Washington, D.C. What's coming up in DBL that's very exciting is some strong conversations and some sparks are gonna fly. The co-host that makes me laugh the most is Al, because he's funny, and then also Jeff because he's so sad. That's you're sleeping. Anywho, I'm really looking forward to Lindsay joining the show because she's gonna bring my game up, keep me on my toes, but also get a little taste of the Schulmanator. Instead of saying, he's wrong, he's not. We saw the percentages. I'm always interested in what you, the viewer, has to say. And I'm not scared to debate you because sometimes you win.
Welcome back to DBL. We love hearing from our viewers, and today we're going to hear what DBL Nation wants to know about us. Okay, so Al, you're up first.
All right.
Okay, Andrew has a question for you. You've traveled all over America doing comedy. Which city has the best food, in your opinion?
This is so tough because obviously you're like, oh, easy, Chicago.
Yes.
Wait a second, Memphis.
What?
Wait a second, I'm gonna land on New Orleans.
I was gonna say New Orleans.
New Orleans just has it's such this rich history of food and culture, and you can taste it. You know, people don't make that food unless, like, if you don't think that you can make an etouffee the right way, you don't open a business. So if you opened it, that means that you think you have the best in New Orleans. So you're gonna get the best of the best. But Chicago's right in there. Madison,
Yes.
Wisconsin. Cheese
Really?
curds, oh my God! Because the Midwest has that hearty food, so lots of good food.
Cheese
Who's a
curds
good
are
baked
what's up.
potato?
I don't know.
Idaho.
Probably. Why not?
Maybe the Spuds, right?
You're going somewhere for the baked potato?
I love a good baked potato.
That's like what an 8-year-old makes until their mom gets home from work.
I love a good baked potato. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Yes.